All right, let's talk about these Lakers because they out there balling right now, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Laker hater. I'm just a Clipper lover, but every now and then I try to squash them down. Get out of the way, Lakers. Now they've been balling. Without LeBron James, won 7 of the last 10 games. There's going to be something in here we're going to talk about the importance of coaching, and Darvin Ham especially, and the different styles of coaching. But let's start off here with him and Anthony Davis in that relationship. And he said, quote, his dumbass coach just started calling his plays more. And that's what he said in jest about AD getting more involved. Now, AD is interesting out here in L.A. because, man, you can't mention that dude's name. And it literally, as soon as you say Anthony Davis, you're going to hear somebody talking about hurt, injured, missing games, missing time. Like, you never hear how tall he is, how good he is, how's his new marriage, where's he live, does he hang out, how's the unibrow, none of that. All you hear is hurt. Anthony Davis hurt. That should be his last name, right? But it's interesting, Darvin Ham's style made me think about coaches and disciplinary coaches versus player coaches, and that's a player coach kind of term to use, or at least a statement to make when you say, oh, his dumbass coach just started calling his plays more. And then everybody's like, oh, yeah, because, you know, when you got that winning cologne on, everything smells good. Let they bus be losing 7 of the last 10. He would have never said that. It was like, my dumbass player need to play better, right? That's how the game goes. So Darvin Ham, first of all, he just looked like, I'm not going to cross coach. Like, some coaches look like I'm a flex on. Rick Pitino look like you'll come up missing, right? We were talking about him. Darvin Ham don't look like you're going to come up missing. You're just going to come up looking different. Like, he going to put them hands and them paws on you. So I ain't messing with Darvin Ham. That's one. But he looks like a nice guy, or his style, I should say, looks like it would be nice. Do you get more out of a player if he's a disciplinary coach or a player's coach? Let me see. My experience tells me you're going to get more out of them if you're a player's coach. Bill Walsh comes to mind. You know, Marv Levy comes to mind. Bill Belichick is a disciplinary coach, but he has more personality than he lets off. So that's an interesting case study. Bill Parcells had tremendous success, especially early, but he's a disciplinary coach. My coaches, let's go down the line. Let's see. Marv Levy, yep, player coach. Wade Phillips, player coach. Player with an A at the end. Player coach. Like, Wade Phillips was so cool. Had us prepared, though. Mike Riley, player coach. Oh, that's the nicest guy in the world. Marty Schottenheimer. I caught the transition. He was starting to be a player coach a little bit, but he was still disciplinarian. Never won it all. Rest in peace, though. Great. Bill Parcells. We already know. Jack Del Rio, player coach. Greatest coach of all time. What is it? Bill Walsh? Chuck Noll or something? I don't know how Chuck Noll was coaching. But the point is, I just think if you're self-motivated, you don't need nobody barking at you, yelling at you, especially when that's another grown man you talk to. Like, dog, yelling. I tell my wife all the time, the louder you are, the lesser your voice. The louder you are, the lesser your voice. If you got to say, sit down. Like, you got to say that to a kid. If I'm the kid, I'm like, yo, all you had to do is say sit down and actually mean it or know how to say it, and I would have sat down. But since you yelling like this, I'm going to sit down because I'm tired of you yelling. But now I'm looking at you like you're a little emotional. I can get under your skin, and kids start testing you, all right? And that's how I coach. I don't yell at my kids. I don't think I've yelled at my kids once. I've certainly turned the bass up on their ass. Turn up the bass, check out my melody, and light a cigar. Sometimes I go there. I'm like, yo, y'all going to have to hear it. Especially when they're playing bad. Not bad in, like, results, but bad in, like, process and effort. I'm like, oh, y'all going to be lazy today? That's what we doing today? And just staring at the Dorito snacks, because every game after they get snacks, water bottles and snacks, these kids. And I'm like, oh, y'all want Doritos today, but y'all don't want to play hard? I think every one of those chips needs you to actually play with effort. Or else, no chips, because no effort. Oh, and next thing you know, they go out there and ball out. So the point is, I never needed somebody to yell at me. For what? To get my attention? You don't think these opportunities got my attention? And I'm knowing I'm different. So I'm listening to you guys when you say, nah, we're different. But I'm really self-motivated. I don't want to do everything now. Trust me. I only pick 7 things I want to do in life. But them 7, you ain't got to yell at me. I got them. You know what I mean? I got it. The 8th one, holla. But guess what? You just spitting in the wind, bro. I don't want to do it. Like, that's how I think about it. Silly. So player coach, disciplinary coach, I just know that I just got tired. It becomes white noise fast. See, a player coach, you don't become white noise. You just become a doormat. Like, we just step over you, right? And then when it comes to being a disciplinary coach, you become white noise. You just be like, oh, who's this abusive fat man just keep yelling at me with the belly, dude, who can't play football and still thinks he's going to yell at me and make me play better football? Shut up. I used to get mad. Shut up. Football hard enough. You yelling too, fool? Giving me trauma. I need to stop yelling this mic. I know y'all in y'all cars, some of y'all with y'all kids. And tell your kids I love them, even though I'm yelling at them. And I've never yelled at my kids. But my wife, she a little emoticon. Sometimes it gets under her skin. I'll be like, baby, these kids winning on you. There are moments my kids be getting her. I'll be like, they sitting back just twiddling their thumbs like, I'm going to get mommy because mommy gets hot 100 real fast. Hey, mommy. Mom. Man, I just don't add them up. So it's all good. But Darvin Ham and the Lakers looking good of late. What's going to happen when LeBron comes back, though? I love that topic on TV. I watch it on mute because I can't listen to these cats talk that crazy stuff. Every hour is the same thing. I'm like, what? That's why I like doing these topics. I could flip it. I could go weave, bob and weave. They're like, how are they going to be? What's the chemistry going to be like when LeBron comes back? I'm like, I mean, if you betting better, like, because he's LeBron James. I mean, how are you going to get worse? Like, the only thing that happens is, I will say this, some of those guys who've been jumping in the front seat because they could drive because LeBron ain't there, they got to hop back in the back, and sometimes they go to sleep, being real. A lot of role players disappear when the star shows up because they're like, he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like your boys, when they go out with you and you got the money, they don't even reach for their credit card. They don't even reach for their wallet. They be like, what? Or they go to the bathroom when the check comes, right? The sun don't shine forever. They be like, yeah, I got to go to the bathroom again. I'm like, dog, you just went. I know. I don't know what's going on with me, man. Bubble guts. You mean cheap ass. That's what you mean. So all love, man. For me, I always raise my hand. I'm self-motivated. Just give me direction, coach. But for y'all, let me know in these comments, see what it is.